Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I have started another baby blanket. This is a one because I'm going to do a PDF to make a pattern up with. There's going to be 3 baby blankets on it. I already have one PDF with a baby blanket on, so I'm going to transfer that one to this pattern. And this pattern's going to have, the PDF I already have is a double moss stitch one, you know, knit 2, purl 2 for 2 rows and purl 2, knit 2 for 2 rows. And then the other one that I'm doing for Dagry, the lady in the US, that one is basket stitches, 3x3 basket stitches, knit 3 and purl 3, and then purl 3 and knit 3. Similar thing, but those two are both reversible. They're both the same on either side. But I've started this one. This is I don't know if you can see, it's the rosebud pattern. I have been asked once or twice, you know, people have been asking me if I would do a rosebud lace one, baby pattern. Because a lot of people find a lot of trouble working out where to put the rosebud so that they get a whole rosebud on the ends. But it all depends on how many stitches you start with, and you know, when you come to do the one, I'm doing the one in between now, so that's the rosebud there. So the next one is coming further in there, and there's only a couple of stitches. There's 5 stitches in between the rosebud, and there's only a couple of stitches more, so I can't put a one that close to the edge. So that's where it's going to be anyway. But this is, these are those needles that I bought with the cables instead of a circular needle. And I have done a video on my other channel showing more or less what they're like to knit with. So they're not very good to knit with. If the cables were straight like that, that would be great. But as you can see, it curls, and I have tried always to straighten that cord. Hot water, boiling water, even boiling water doesn't damage it. It just will not straighten. I've worked out, I'm sitting on my settee now, you can't see down there, but I put that bit there under my leg and keep it down, and I'm knitting. I'm sitting on my settee, I'm a bit closer to what I'm doing, but if I do that just under my leg, it keeps it so it doesn't get in my way. I can knit with it like that. Because when I'm knitting and it's curled, it's all right when you're on that side, because the weight of the wool keeps it down. But when you're knitting on the other side, it's getting a little bit better now. But when I first started the row, this was curled around like that. And the wool, when I was knitting, the wool kept wrapping around it. And I've done a video on the other side. I'm going to stop this video and show you some of that video from the other side, just to show you what it's, you know, what I think of this, where it's knitting with this sort of needle. Well, it's a great idea, but the cable is just too strong. That's the only word for it. So I'll stop this video and show you what I put on the other, some of what I put on the other channel, not the whole lot. I bought these. They are called Addi Flexi Bell, and these are, I'll read where it says on the cable if I can twist it. Yeah, Addi, made in Germany, 7mm, that's what these are, 7mm needles, 50 centimeters, that's the length from one end to the other. I have to twist this to read it. And it says US 10.75. I don't know that that's the the equivalent to 7mm, and wouldn't be, they'd use the same millimeters. I don't know what the US 10.75 is for 20 inches. It's got a number, that must just be the number. But these they're called Addi Flexi, and I thought these would be better if you don't like using circular needles, which I don't. I only use them if I have to. But I found a problem with these. You can see they will not straighten. It doesn't matter what I have done with them. I have put them into hot water quite a few times. In fact, the water was practically boiling, which you shouldn't do, because you could melt them, but I don't think I'd melt these that strong. They just will not straighten. They're not so bad when you're knitting with them. As you can see, the weight of the knitting keeps them down, but they are still curled. But when you're knitting, when you first start knitting with them, I'll do a little bit of knitting here and show you what I mean. So I figured I'll do this one, but I'm using 2 strands of lilac and white double knitting to make its equivalent to chunky, which anyone that wants to do this can. That's what happens with the so don't know whether you can see it's come out. The wool keeps getting caught on the end of the needle when I'm knitting, until it actually starts getting weighed down with knitting. But I'm doing 4 moss stitches. That's 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, and then I'm doing 1, 2, 3. I've already done the first 2 rows of the pattern, so I'm knitting 4. I put my wool forward and knitting 2 together. Blow that up a little bit so you can. And then I'm knitting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8 stitches I'm knitting to the next wool forward, and then knitting 2 together. Now that, go back down again. That bit of the cable is keep winding around, and as you can see the wool there, sometimes that wool ends up wrapped around there like that, and I have to keep checking to unravel it. And it really annoys me. So I've done that stitch and I'm going on to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 onto the next hole. So that is the baby blanket I'm making with these Addi, and they are quite long. You can get quite a lot of stitches on them, and if you can get over this curled bit here, they are quite good, but they are very hard to come by. These are 7mm ones I've got. The only other ones I could get were 8mm and 9mm, and very thin ones, 2mm and 2.25 I think millimeter. But Addi seems to be the only firm that does these I suppose you'd call them cabled needles. They're not circular cables, they're cabled needles. But I've looked on the internet trying to find out if the ChiaoGoo did them. They would be perfect because their cables are great. I have another blanket here that I'm doing, I'll show you. possible. These are the, go back down again. I'm putting this video up and down so you can see better. These are the ChiaoGoo circular needles, and I don't mind knitting with these. And they're very, the cable does not curl. That's what I like about these ones. That's the reason I don't like a lot of other circular needles, because of the way the cable curls. And even though you put them in hot water to, which is what most people do, put them into hot water to try to straighten them, they don't straighten perfectly. And so that's it. If only they had cables on like the ChiaoGoo ones, that would be great, because those cables on those circular needles are great. They're just straight, there's no curling or anything on them. Much better than all the other circular ones that I have. But I will persevere with this, because it is, I really do not like knitting with circular. Even the ChiaoGoo ones are really good. They don't curl, but I just do not like the cable going all the way around in one circle. I just do not like knitting like that. But I'll persevere with this, and like I say, when I first start off, I can put that underneath my leg there, and it stops it from weaving around, because the wool does, when I was knitting, the wool was catching like that and going around the thing and then pulling tight, and I was having to straighten it. But that's me. Other people might find them okay. That it depends on the individual person, like, and what you type of thing you like. So anyway, I'm doing this PDF, but I'll only be knitting this, the rosebud one, until I get so far up, until I've got all the pattern rows worked out, and then I'll just put it down for now, and I can type it out on my the PDF maker that I use. I can type it out, but I have to wait until I actually finish it before I can put the pattern up, because I do need pictures to put on, where I do not have a picture of the rosebud one. But I have done the blanket that I did for the lady in the United States, Dagri. I did 2 blankets for her with the 3x3 basket stitch on. So I have a picture of those I can put up. I can work out some pictures from there to put up on the pattern. And I did a one, well, it was for the same lady actually, the double moss stitch one I did for her a while ago as well. I'll have to hunt through all my videos and see if I can work a picture out from that one, because I do have a picture on the PDF that I have at the moment, but it's a very, very small picture and I couldn't get it to enlarge. So, and anyway, I have to have these pictures before I can put the PDF, but I can't type up the writing part, which is the longest, takes the longest length of time. So there will be 3 blankets on that pattern, and they'll be knitting either chunky or 2 strands like what I'm knitting with here. I prefer knitting with 2 strands because it seems to go a lot further than getting a ball of chunky. So when I get these all sorted, I'll put them onto the PDF, and like I'm saying, you can also knit, if you want just a small blanket, maybe it's for a small pram or for a doll's pram, just knit with double knitting, the same number of stitches and the same number of, well, not the same number of rows, you would have to work out a shorter length in that for them. But that's for that one anyway. And I have got what I've started with, the little, this is a little baby one I'm doing for Helen, the lady I'm doing these for. I have the back and one of the fronts done, and this is like what I call a waffle stitch, but it is like a rib. It is like a proper rib one, and it does pull in tight. It looks narrower, but it does pull out. So I've done the back in one of the sides on that, and I'm onto the other side on that one, so it will not take me much longer to do that, and then I have another one to do for that lady. And then when I finish that, I'm going to finish this one. I've got so many things on the go here. I'm going to finish this one off, which I have the same as the white one. I've got a back and a side done. I think this is a 20-inch, and a little bit of the other side of that one done. And I also have a rosebud lace one I was doing as well. I've got back and one of the sides done on that one. It's in my bag downstairs. And I was at my granddaughter's yesterday, and I took my own sweater with me, and I'm actually practically up to the armholes. So I did a little bit of this while I was there yesterday, because I didn't want to take all the other bits, because I've got them written out in a big ledger. I write all my patterns out in a ledger book, and as I'm writing down what I'm doing, I don't want to take something like that with me and I end up making mistakes. So I took my own knitting with me, because I haven't done any of this for quite a while. But I'm nearly up to the armhole, so I might get it finished before the summer really gets too warm to wear something like this. I'll get it finished eventually. I'll put that end on that there. And while I was at my granddaughter's, she uses me as a test model for some of her, you know, she does hair things and hair clip things and grips and scrunchies and things, and I'm going to turn around and let you see what she made for me. This is one of her hair grips, another one of her ideas. I'll take it out and let you see it properly, if I can get it out. It's one of those things with the, you know, you press the clasp shut on it. It springs open like that. And she's made it with, put the ribbon, and just made it so it looks nice. And she uses me for to test these things, you know, when I'm there. And she says, try that, Nana, there's a for your hair. So she'll be selling these on her Etsy shop. So if any of you knows, I'll put the link to her Etsy shop in the description box, so you can have a look. I don't know whether she's got these up yet. She's only just thought of them yesterday when I was there. She was thinking of something to do with them. I don't know whether I can get that back in my hair again. Fasten it. That's it. I think it's in right, it'll do for now. But there's my needles there. And do a little bit of this while I'm sitting here. But like I'm saying, my pattern for the blankets, I won't be able to put them up until I at least finish the rosebud lace one, and then I can, how many rows have I done on here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think another 2 to do before I do the little holes again. But like I'm saying, I won't be able to put the pattern out for sale until I get the rosebud one finished, so I'll be able to take a photograph of it and then put I'll try to get a photograph of the three patterns on the thing. But I would probably put the that pattern up for sale anyway when I get done. But the other one would probably be going to Daggery, the basket stitch one. So that's just a little bit today to keep you up to date with what I am doing and what I'm not doing. So thumbs up and subscribe. I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.